Whether you trade cryptocurrencies or not, you must have heard various rags to riches myths in the crypto world. But today, with my 8-year experience of trading coins, losing all my money, and ending up with nothing, I want to tell you a bloody but unavoidable fact. Trading coins is equivalent to gambling. The crypto world is an online fraud paradise like northern Myanmar's telecom fraud hubs, and the so-called blockchain is just a tool used by scammers to amass wealth under the guise of pseudo-technological innovation. At the core of the operation of this blockchain fraud, which is the entire crypto world, there are two important roles. One is the exchange, and the other is the project party. Let's start with public chains. When it comes to blockchain, many people think it's Bitcoin, or that Bitcoin is blockchain. In fact, the term blockchain is not mentioned at all in the Bitcoin white paper. Blockchain gradually spread with the popularity of Ethereum. The 2017 ICO boom truly made Ethereum the top altcoin. The surge in Ethereum ERC20 ICOs led to the proliferation of low-cost or even cost-free coin issuance by all project parties. Many star projects completed fundraising at almost no cost. For example, the token sale for EOS, which lasted half a year before its mainnet launch, was done through Ethereum's ERC20. There were also numerous domestic projects such as Quantum Chain, GX Chain, Neo, Tron, and Taxi Chain, to name just a few. While all participants thought a paradigm shift that would change the world was about to begin, little did they know that in the absence of regulation, even though governments around the world had hit the brakes at that time, this online fraud paradise had already taken shape. In early 2018, the bubble burst. Scammers absconded with the money and are still at large overseas, while the tokens held by most retail investors who participated in ICOs became worthless, and countless people went bankrupt. However, most people did not realize that this was a carnival for scammers, and it has remained the same from 2017 to 2025, without the slightest change. Several star public chains led by Ethereum have not solved any practical problems. The only valuable aspect is the transfer of USDT, but the irony is that USDT is a digital dollar issued by a centralized organization, and it can be frozen on these public chains. So to this day, Ethereum and other public chains plus Tether's USDT are actually a pseudo-decentralized blockchain. Given the background of stablecoins pegged to the US dollar and the increasing regulation in the crypto world, why don't major institutions maintain their own public chains to meet the needs of efficiency, security, and regulation at the same time? Then, the only value of the numerous public chains in the crypto world is left for issuing coins and transferring USDT through black and gray industries. At that time, can they still support market capitalizations of tens of billions or hundreds of billions of dollars? Next, exchanges. Exchanges are the top-level structure of this entire fraud paradise. It is where chips are distributed and wealth is transferred. Exchanges provide trading platforms, contract options, and token listing services with a transaction fee of about 0.15%, which is much higher than that of traditional stock markets. They can be said to be the most powerful cash siphons in the market. The one-sided protection and liquidation mechanism of contracts put users and platforms in a completely asymmetric opposition. Some exchanges even bet against customers in contracts and harvest them through price manipulation and pinning sudden price spikes, drops. Token listing is completely in a black box, basically involving charging fees for listing, and even requiring project parties to provide some tokens to cash out in the secondary market. Some small or unregulated exchanges may directly embezzle users' assets by manipulating prices, fabricating trading volumes, or running away. Examples include MT, GOX, FTX, Fcoin, etc. Cryptocurrency project parties. Project parties are the starting point of the crypto ecosystem, responsible for developing and issuing cryptocurrencies or blockchain projects, that is, the organizers of scams. Project parties usually promote their technical vision through white papers to attract investors to participate in initial coin offerings as ICOs, staking airdrops, and other activities. However, many project parties lack actual application support and only attract funds through exaggerated propaganda and false promises. Not to mention earlier times, from 2017 to mid-2025, more than 99% of projects, from millions to tens of millions of tokens, have shrunk by 90% compared to their issuance, and countless have become worthless. Wallets and technical service providers. Wallet providers such as MetaMask, Trust Wallet store encrypted assets for users, and technical service providers offer blockchain development, smart contract auditing, and other services. However, Some wallets may have security vulnerabilities, and technical service providers may issue false audit reports to endorse fraudulent projects, communities, and information dissemination channels. The crypto world is highly dependent on social media such as Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and KOLs, key opinion leaders, for information dissemination. Many projects create hype by hiring trolls, having KOLs promote them, or fabricating community activity to attract retail investors. The groups you join, whether on Telegram or WeChat, have only one purpose: brainwashing. Scammers and gamblers brainwash each other, and they won't tolerate the slightest doubt from you. Otherwise, you'll be kicked out immediately. Of course, most participants don't even think about questioning investors and speculators. Participants in the crypto world are mainly divided into institutional investors, professional traders, and ordinary retail investors. 99.99% of participants are ordinary retail investors, who are the contributors of funds in the entire crypto world. Ordinary retail investors often lack professional knowledge and are easily tempted by high-return propaganda, becoming the main targets of shearing sheep being harvested like leeks. All retail investors support the above-mentioned entities, including but not limited to exchanges, project parties, VCS, KOLs, hackers, and even the fines and protection fees of exchanges all come from retail investors. Therefore, trading coins is not even as fair as gambling like buying lottery tickets. Lottery tickets at least have explicit fair rules and supervision, and gamblers, knowing it's gambling, can easily control their capital investment, thus controlling the extent of losses from the source. However, altcoins in the crypto world are completely pump-and-dump schemes. When you don't know you're participating in a pig-killing scam and mistakenly think it's an investment, you'll invest a large position, even go all in, and ending up with nothing becomes an inevitable outcome. In the crypto world, except for regularly investing in and holding Bitcoin for a long time, all altcoins are gambling and pyramid schemes. Anyone, any organization, can issue coins with one click on various so-called world-changing public chains, such as Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, Sui, Picata, etc., and countless Layer 2 and pseudo-Layer 2 chains for one-click entrepreneurship. These project parties, from various celebrity VCS leading investments to individual group members, can easily start a scheme. Those with strength can collude with exchanges to list their coins, while group members can use platforms like Pump.Fun with one click. In short, it's all about pouring money in, i.e. pumping and dumping. In this seller-dominated market, all secondary market retail investors, from exchanges to project parties, use their capital advantages to buy off various crypto media, hype vigorously, and brainwash, with the only purpose of selling their holdings. Retail investors who believe these lies end up as lambs to be slaughtered. After losing all their money, they are even POAED by bribed KOLs, which is ridiculous. In this unregulated, scam-ridden fraud paradise, after losing money, there's no way to speak out, and they eventually become the silent majority. Because these scammers know that retail investors have a desire to get rich quickly and want to make a comeback in the crypto world, they bribe KOLs to promote, hold spaces for pyramid selling, set up WeChat groups and Telegram groups for brainwashing, and through various means dump their holdings to complete the harvest. In which industry have you seen such a high loss rate of investment funds? Northern Myanmar's telecom fraud? P2P? Macau casinos? Therefore, blockchain is just a pyramid scheme gimmick, with no real significance at all. Be careful not to be brainwashed. Cherish your life. Stay away from the crypto world. What are your thoughts on blockchain? Please leave a comment. Thank you.